Welcome to Project Fab, Tarot and More. I'm Sharon, Intuitive Empath, and I am bringing you guys the daily vibe. Today's the 18th, and let me just tell you, sweet release. Yes, can I just tell you how great today feels? I don't know if you're picking up what I'm laying down or whether you're on it just yet, but some of y'all, you got reason to celebrate. You got party fever going on. There's definitely a feeling of high energy, like it's happening. I'm believing it. You guys are really embracing that this is happening, that this is happening to you, that this is real, this is good, it's beneficial, it's moving in the right direction. Finally, movement. That's the word of today, movement. We're gonna move and groove. Things are gonna happen, they're gonna pop off. I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know what's coming. But I feel the energy, you guys. It is serious. The universe is serious. Serious. Like, seriously. Seriously. It feels so good. After all these many weeks, maybe for some of us months, who've been trailblazing, have been feeling these mixed bag of energies of like ups and downs and all arounds and feeling them intense and stop, go. And look at consciousness came out once again. Oh my gosh. Like you heard me shuffle, okay? And I'm like tossing the cards around. Divine masculine. We've got masculine energy on the table. All right, so this is the first time divine masculine has come out in a while. I think it's been a couple of months since the divine masculine has moved forward. And yesterday we were talking a lot about twin flames, actually. That came up in the conversation quite a bit. I do feel like there's a huge push with twin flame union right now. There's another wave of twin flames coming together. I don't know where you're at in that process, what you've surrendered to, and what you guys have realized. But essentially, twin flame paradigm is about soul union of the self, okay? And I mean, it's embodied in two different people, two different forms, two different form people here on this planet. But the masculine and feminine energies exist in both, in polarity, in of itself, in our whole being. Okay, so it's not like the masculine energy was separated from the feminine energy and the masculine energy put into a male body and the feminine energy put into a female body. Don't necessarily think in terms of that type of old consciousness, right? And I say old only because we're moving away from that, starting to understand that the form that we take is an illusion in itself. Gender also, and then defining each other by gender, labeling each other because of gender, having any kind of strictures or restrictions on things because of the previous paradigm. You know, I've heard people say that age is just a number because, you know, a lot of the twin flame relationships are very younger, new generation in their early 20s, late 20s. And then you have your other partner, the counterpart of that energy, being in their 40s. Some of them even in their 50s, excuse me. And, you know, we say age is just a number, but the ones that, like for me, you know, in the 40s and 50s category, the way that we were brought up believing and thinking, and a lot of the mind control that we were really captured by growing up is hard to let go because we identify with it so fully and so wholeheartedly that open-mindedness seems like a lack of identity. And we were taught if you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. And you know, representing yourself fully and functionally is a vital aspect of maintaining poise, self-control, success, in fact, manifesting, you know, making reality from your dreams. And I do recall, you know, we were really the first generation of inspirational speakers that used to come and, you know, to like, not conferences, but we used to have, what are they called? Assemblies in school, and you know, we'd have an inspirational speaker. You can be anything, you can do anything, but they would never talk to you about the sacrifice that you would have to make in order to achieve that, or the work that you would have to do in order to make that a reality. They just told you could do whatever you wanted to do. So my generation grew up, and we were a bunch of assholes, really, as we got older, because we really did treat each other and act like we can do whatever we want to do. Because that's really what we were told from when we were little kids, you know, at these assemblies. You can be whatever you want to be. And we had these delusional ideas about being, God, lots of us wanted to be rock stars and famous actresses and actors and, you know, celebrities or whatever it is. But those types of lifestyles for a lot of those people are very isolating. And they don't have very functional relationships because the rigorous schedules and things like that are entailed in that type of lifestyle. Really, it's challenging. It just is. It's a challenge in of itself. And I want to say that that's shifting because the entirety of the collective that's being called forward to act out in their gifts. Hello. It's not isolating. It's that your tribe becomes more refined. Okay, so the people that you end up connecting with are more specific because where you're headed in life is more specific. Okay, that's the shift in consciousness. Okay, so as we shift our consciousness to accept who we are and the truth and the reality of that, our tribe shifts and our tribe changes, and the people we end up surrounding ourselves with to catapult that success and support us in that way shifts as well. That's not a bad thing. It just is what it is. So with regard to the divine masculine energy, now divine feminine came up last week, and it was really about being in our fields. We really were. We were up and down and all around in our fields, trying to figure out what we felt, how we felt, what we wanted to do about what we felt. You know, is this really what I feel? I want signs. And we got them. We got lots of signs. Lots of evidence that what we're feeling is spot on. And then disconnecting from our feelings, rejecting our feelings, moving away from our feelings, stepping back, taking a break, and kind of going, let's test this and see if I really do feel this way. Again, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Be absolutely certain, because we're moving forward in a paradigm where the decisions that we make now are going to affect the next pattern of our lives through this next course of shift, next course of cyclic shifts. So with the divine masculine, we've got the frequency that supports our strong, focused, and active side, allowing it to express itself while helping us to bring our dreams and ideas into form with kindness and wisdom. And I love those words, kindness and wisdom. Kindness is something that I thought I knew. I thought I knew how to be a kind person, and I thought I was being a kind person. And in actuality, judgment and my preconditioned thought processes regarding those judgments as being right or wrong prevented me from actually treating people with absolute unconditional kindness and accepting who they were, because it didn't vibe with my internal moral compass. And if someone represented that thought process and it disagreed with mine, I had a right, that's how I was raised, I had a right to treat them with prejudice, malice, malintent, rudely, to disregard them, to dismiss them because they were incorrect in their thinking, and that made them less. Moving away from that, growing out of that, that's not okay. That's old consciousness. The new energy does not allow for that type of paradigm existence. That type of vibrational frequency cannot exist and attract abundance and manifest desire. Nope, I had to shut it. I had to let it go. Bye. Deuces. See ya on the flip side if it ever comes back around. Nope, let it go. So three-dimensional reality is based on the duality between opposites and their eternal movement towards union. Yeah. So we finally have movement, right? That's what we feel. We feel the release today. Movement. That's the theme for today. Everything is created in pairs, male, female, matter, spirit, empty, full, dark, light, and so on. Without the tension caused by the magnetic push and pull of duals, there would be no movement. And without movement, there would be no life as we know it. When the push and pull of opposites is equal, a state of balance is achieved. And yesterday, that's where we were trying to move our focus. Not into rejecting or accepting or pushing or pulling, but just allowing it to exist, right? Fear, I see you. You're there. I get it. I'm afraid. I'm afraid this is an intense love. This is an intense relationship. The things that I'm going to have to sacrifice in order to be in this relationship, I can feel it. I can just feel it. I can tell, right? Or you know, to go to school and build this career or get my credentials so that I'm legit in something, or just whatever it is that you're applying your focus to as far as moving forward in your gifts or where you're activated. Definitely required us to acknowledge that the dualistic nature of it was there and present, but it had to be in balance with the drive, the positive aspect of it, doubt for faith, and love for fear, and in balance. You can be there, but you have to be in balance. Okay. Now that we're moving into new energy, the enhanced qualities of these two opposites in human nature are emerging and urging us to let go of the roles we have traditionally assigned in the past, allowing a new masculinity and new femininity to arise. You know, Derek Hawk, I was just commenting on his Instagram post because something kind of drew my attention to something that he had said. And he was talking about this project that he had launched, this dance project, and he wasn't even sure that it was really a project that he would be successful at. And I just stopped for a second and kind of like, Derek, hello, you're one of the most intense, passionate, dynamic men on TV right now. Like, you will well a tear because of the intensity of an artistic performance on, you know, the dance show. And yet you still have internal doubts and internal doubtful dialogue about what you're capable of? Oh, that's right. You're human too on a soul journey. Here we go. And I commented about that. Like, it was so refreshing and very much enlightening to me to see a man that I actually admire and respect in all regards. Like, Derek, I really do. I respect you in all regards. Talented, passionate, intense, and then vulnerability. And this is something that women, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, women need to start appreciating in men, their vulnerability. When a man is vulnerable or shows his vulnerability, to me, it's like the most sexy thing. You know, it's like he's just being himself and embracing that he doesn't have it all figured out, and that's okay. It's absolutely okay that he doesn't. We don't all have it all figured out all the time. And, you know, women can be so constrictive and so judgmental and kind of harsh, toxic, in fact, towards men who don't have it all figured out. You know, like, ladies, come on, step up into some strength and some independence that you so, you know, effortlessly announce that we have this independence, and to some degree we do, but it's not necessarily a causality for abuse or toxic treatment towards the masculine. It's different energy. It's going to express itself differently, and that's acceptable. And it needs to be the other perspective. You know, that's what we need. We need the other perspective. We need the balance in that perspective in order to function. And like this says, in order to have movement, there does have to be a bit of a push-pull. So for humans to live harmoniously with each other, the masculine and the feminine have to reach a state of union, both outward in relationship to each other, as well as inward in a balanced state of heart, mind, and soul. There you go. Very simply stated, and I love that. The masculine and feminine attributes inside all of us have to be fully realized, understood, and expressed. So we've been in our fields, right? We've been in our fields, and we've been kind of like trying to work our way through our fields through the divine feminine. And now movement. Why? Because it's divine masculine energy that's coming forward, baby. I don't know where Mars is at. I think it was in Gemini the last time I looked. But Gemini, it takes Gemini a long time to finally hone in and make a decision, if they ever do. But I feel like we've come to enough realizations in this consciousness that this divine masculine energy is like, boom. I know that this is inevitable. I'm taking action on it, and I'm moving forward. So as far as alignment is concerned, in what ways, Spirit, is there going to be a sense of realignment strategy here? Okay, yeah. It's kind of like you're standing at the edge of the plane door that's open at 10,000 feet with the parachute on your back, and you know it's time to jump. That's the divine masculine is like, it's time to jump, time to get off this plane. We decided we wanted to do this. It's a risk, we knew it, but we're taking it, and it's a leap of faith. So it's another one of those moments. A couple weeks back, we were given an opportunity. Some of us didn't leap. It's okay that you didn't. You weren't ready. You had more that you wanted to work on, or you felt like you needed to work on. That's fine. You're given another opportunity. The universe is bringing that divine masculine energy back to provide balance from all of this emotional stuff. So whatever we've learned and whatever we've purged and whatever we've really solidified in our truth, it's very clear to us what we need to act on and what we need to do. And maybe we don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but we know we need to do something. Some action needs to be taken today. So, in the current consciousness of things, when you fall out of alignment with doubt, fear, negativity, or anything like that that causes your internal dialogue to trigger your emotional self away from your actions, realign yourself with this strategy. Stop, become aware. When you're aware, take a breath. And remind yourself of the plan. And then go. What's the next step? What's the next step? And focus only on that very next step. What's the next step? And then take the step. Catch your balance. Take a deep breath. What's the next step? You have a plan. There's something that's being carried out here. And with total fruition, trust the process. Stay the course. That is definitely the theme. Movement is the theme of the day, but stay the course is the theme of the month. And we have a couple of other themes coming through, like consciousness keeps popping out of the deck, reading after reading for the past 3 consecutive days. Our consciousness is shifting. Yeah, uncontrollably shifting. We are genuinely realizing, authentically coming to realizations about ourselves in our new paradigm. So with that, there's your realignment strategy for the 18th of June. Thanks for tuning in. Click like, subscribe, help the message circulate to as many people as possible. As always, I appreciate you guys being here, listening and tuning in and learning my lesson with me. And namaste.